PARACONOMY INC. 2020 vision. Yeah. Is that your color? Oh, the weakness. Yeah, dude. I'm blue. First, this one here. Really sleepy here. You're on your own. So I'm on my own. Then yes, I'm like a leopard. Oh boy. Ooh. Okay. Oh my god. It's a Christmas time. Whoop, whoop. Got whooped. That guy got whooped. I got whooped. Okay. Whoop whoop time. Yes, all of the whoop whoop have known of the whoop in time of that was a good time. 7:40 we cleared it out here. What in the world? Whoop 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 time. I can't seem to find my way out of this pepper store punch chop argument today. I'm going to take a bath to cord cut my ties with my rituals of the Anunnaki stone for a Christmas. Oh, kidoki. What? Okay. Reality exists. It doesn't seem right though. Well, like my buddy, and we didn't get acquainted really. My buddy passed away, and like we were gonna move together, like move in together. Who knew, right? Um, yeah, he passed away. He needed he needed it out, and he kind of like got all like in a rough way. Life kind of started taking him for a spin, and he was one of my um one of my high school buddies. So like I knew the guy like that, but he's from a ways away, and like yeah, we just like picking keys and stuff like that outside before like COVID, I think. And then like lockdown came in and he's been gone for a few years. I don't remember how long, but like 747, 427. He was into stuff with some of actual s- weight to it um on this stuff here. Who knew? Yeah, dude. So that might be another reason why it's getting to be this thing. Um, and it falls into this thing, right? Where I'm friends with these other people, and they're like here with some of this stuff. Yeah, I was building. Was he was building squiddies, and he got me into these volley songs. And now I can't get enough of these things. So shout out Corey. Yeah. Cult life. Huh? Yeah, he was a juggalo. Yeah. but maybe I just don't know enough about what's going on. Yeah. Hmm. Whoop, whoop. Aliens peering over my shoulders here. Looks like I got 751 here. The alien looks like it's literally looking at something with me and expecting something from me. Hmm. Shut up, people. Oh, you shut up. Shut up, dope. And there's magic. If there's magic, belongs here. Shout out ICP. They believe in miracles. Yeah. Shout out Jared Leto. Uh, yeah, dude. Shout out Downers Grove. Yeah. Shout out the townies in Downers Grove and all over suburbs of Chicago. Solid place, yeah. Chicago. Shout out Chicago. Dude, crazy, crazy world. Okay. Recording. I'm recording. Yeah, hunky. Monkey shit. Alright. Oh, we're still recording. Deuces, yeah, dude. What in the world? Okay. Yeah. Wait, what in the world? Oh my god. Oh, Grace. They're aliens. Yeah. Hmm. Hold on, people. The whole thing. Okay. Yeah. So these work. Check it out. So these work. These work. No, check these. Check these out. Check these out. And this is not just a hologram, and it's all shiny. It's not just a hologram. These work. Grab yourself. These bad boys. I got you. Paraconomy.earth. You can check it out. Come on. Working on some things. 8 a.m. Working on a bunch of things here, trying to figure out what's supposed to go where. Some ghosts at Universal, Florida, right? With the or is it Cali with the Terminator, like 4D experience? Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna have some ghosts, right? But with the Terminator, you're gonna get some like, yeah. Somebody said curse me. Okay. So when you there's this Back to the Future thing going on. Can you Okay. Yeah. That's not right. So we're ending simply ending some guys like inertia to like there's this thing where men hunt other men once they're born. They're dead. And he turned into a girl. That's the whole reason why the justice system ain't woke. Okay, fuck her. Okay, and now I'm tied to a whole group of whoop whoop. Okay. That's the big question. Who's pulling out good ones? Don't worry. Don't worry. The day's saved. I'm still here. 8:06. Where Joaquin Phoenix, Sasha Baron Cohen, this thing. Dude. Just taking care of things. So like people all around. I've been with people, right? I'm just this is been with everybody, and these people all use each other and stuff like that. Well, it's none of my. It's a lot of it. None of my business. Now that we're here, it seems like everybody wants to say something without teaching nothing here. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. So, it's Christmas. Oh boy, okay. So, what do you think, little kitty? Professor Tootle. Cat's checking in on me. This is whack. Okay. Okay. This spotlight's right on everybody. And I gotta about some of this stuff because it's gotta stay apparently. Wow. I'm gonna nose out. What do I do with it? What the frick? Holy cow. Okay. YouTube is gonna be laughing at me all day. Holy cow. And so, because of the Anunnaki information and the spiritual tether here at Paraconomy, there are spiritual tethers, and then when you die, they get cut, and those things get cut, and new things come through them. So, just be careful with like how it is you summon things because because it turns out you can summon certain things more than others, and the consistency on valence electrons and like all of these like lows and highs and things like that. Because there's subtlety here. I'm shaking the couch. Excuse me. Damn. Okay. Excuse me. So this isn't my thinking. Like you have plenty of ways to be while you are still searching for your pathway. On excuse me, on your servitude in life, right? So like while you go, other things seem to be able to like take an accountance for your earthly deeds. Much like in a lot of theology. Uh, there are these like kind of spiritual beings that cut ties and tethers to each other and rebond things sort of safely. Safer than any humans can really anticipate, which is why we like maybe have missed the mark on certain things when it comes to what is possible while we're on this planet. Uh, which says explains a little about the inertia and the theories that I've got that might have some things building up or like kind of just maintaining uh, overall inertia. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry, no sleep. It's been a long night here. 44, 20, 22, 8:15. So there's this idea of like your pre-life destination towards your goals in life and like how you're judged against them and then how you'll be killed for them. And that like goes a long way saying these things uh, while you're also like grooving and like staying through some of it here. 8:16. Sweet spot. Yeah, sweet spot. That's a great way to have it over on that part as a sweet spot for like ingenuity. 8:16. So if these things can like cut and retether ties and like clear cut you. So if these things can kill you and bring you back to life. So if they like kind of cross paths with you in that way, but you come back to life and like you don't die, it means that there's like traditionally, archaically, there's you got like guardian angels, like in Constantine, kind of how like Keanu Reeves is like fighting his guardian angels, sort of, but then like also is like working with and against evil. It's like a tricky dualism because he's like constantly like in spin throughout the movie uh, because there's a lot of setups and like casualties and stuff like that. Whoop whoop. Um, so like eh, business, yeah, and like big conglomerate part of the war machine, right? Okay, so like that's possibly a part of also what controls life and death too, is peace and war. So when we start aiming ourselves towards what can be done in order to save a life, right? This is kind of 18. This is the hard, tricky part in pulling matters aside and like being able to withstand the separation between like ideals and judgments and actions and feelings. And so like that way you know how to save a life. Um, so if your life is kind of guided towards things in the world that keep you invested in the way things are going, 818, that gives you this show-offy vibe, right? That you're ready to fight um for like your country is sort of like called it patriotism, right? So that kind of might be this part in like subtle, just so it's kind of the awful truth. Stripped down is protection. A lot of people would die real quickly in a hurry because we're capable of like jumping in to save the day. We're human beings. But if we are missing like our necessary evil in America, it creates this like hard kind of thing of escaping because you need to have, if there needs to be natural tension, then there needs to also have this part where you're pushing and pulling and starving and then satisfying that hunger and the need to overindulge, right? Okay, so that gives you this part in keeping guidance, right? Because we know people are going to continue to like source, but like it could also be developing inertia at the same time. So back to this like undiscovered kind of channeling where you it starts to refract light work um inward and like kind of then again outward towards some of the betterments of this like kind of like procuring of energy that gives uh excuse me, it gives some, I'm trailing off. What I'm trying to say is that like all of these other things here go along with this part where you create discovery And that could be like the silver lining to how we get to like goal in life and like how it's kind of it sparkles at you from a distance. And when you reset cognizance towards that trajectory, that it gains this sort of inertia. And when you can balance out trajectory on positive and negative, you end up with this like more brighter thing going on, and it cuts through. And so that's kind of a big part of legacy. And like, excuse me, it trying to dream here while I'm awake. Yeah. So like that's like kind of our the way um human beings are kind of able to communicate and like kind of share those things. And a lot of things happen in the world and a lot of things are going on. So something to consider, yeah. um we all have people, right? And so like that's could be part of our push pull and creating like tension and stuff like that. And you want to get like a good feel for that with people, right? 823. Um you, you get all sorts of things uncovered and unlocked. Holy cow. Food. I'm hungry. Um, excuse me. Yeah, just a bit of a roller coaster here for the day. When we're kind of like hot and kind of able to touch on the smearing here on the iron and get it nice and heavy. Seems like creating fire has been like one of the things humans have done, right? That is just it gives people it gives us light, but it gives us life and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, where does it come from, right? You know, where does it all come from? Where does it go? Very good questions. Check out check out Paraconomy for some answers. We'll answer that stuff for you guys. Yeah, make sure you guys check us out. Dang. Okay, so like you guys want to and here on fire relapsing. Okay, so like fire is great. Fire keys in and out of like statistics here. Dude, I am like oof, I am burnt. Yeah, I am burnt. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. This is crazy. Okay, so we got some cloud solutions, which just lead to more clown problems. Whew, okay. We got clown problems that could lead to clown solutions. Yeah, good question. Which came first? We got some whoop whoop. Yeah, we got whoop whoop. We got people who don't want to pay their bills. Yeah, 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 dog. Right here. I don't want to pay my bills. I can't pay my bills. I'm hungry. Uh, let's see. 827. Yeah, so like anything you like want to live for, you want to die for, right? Cool. So like, that could be like part of the answer of what's going on here. We're looking at AI for the answer, right? AI feeds us like a ton of actual things. And so when you can like live in the moment and spare this the like rod here and like beyond that, yeah. You can like see what's available. And yeah, that's kind of like the part where you find out whether or not it's rare. And legacy will dictate how rare it is. And that's kind of why you might want to look at how that is supposed to feel. Oh, excuse me. We have all these dreams, right? And I'm yawning and stuff. We have dreams. And like these dreams give us like they charge your thoughts up, but it can like blink and beacon some of these bigger deals, more like spiritual bad boys that like kind of graze up your chart side on your astral, and that might be a big part as to why people are meeting and like leaving in certain ways in the world, which is like creates a little bit of mystery here. While you look at what's possible and how far gone it can maintain, which is why you look at the antimatter part of this that just sucks. It just sucks away like into nothingness, and it just like kind of depletes into and they formulaically don't have every like answer to like how that goes. So like that could be why we just have as human beings have natural tension is to create part of this inertia in the world, and like that gives us enough of this collective light energy and things like that. And that's kind of, excuse me, like slacking on the couch. And that gives us this like kind of vibe. We're like dancing this thing off here. Oh yeah. Yeah, wake up. Wake up. Yeah, it's 8:30. Yeah, it's Sunday morning, dude. Like, rise and shine. Um, yeah. Uh, but that's the concept of it. And um, you know, it's something it's good enough for them, it's good enough for you, it's good enough for everybody in that sense. You live, you make your choices, and then you die by the choices you make. And so if people are worried or they're wondering about their choices they've made for you in your life, that's sort of probably where it flies off the radar. Yeah, I got I got a couple of whoop whoops here. Uh, um, getting whoop whoop here. Neat. So how does this all work? So wait, you can apparently on the same side, while you can find out people's deaths, you can find out who people have had sex with, weirdly. But that one's a little bit less mystical. You can just talk to people and they'll know. And so and then you'll also be like weirdly, you can like give it up by accident, and like that'll get people all over you, which makes sense now why I'm stuck, right? I'm just one of the boys, but it's a strange one. Because if I had like a gang of guys following me and they wanted to kill me just because of the inertia that I create in the world, and then I just like morph into a different like I morph into a girl. It changes the like vibe, and people are like kind of interested. They're also like maybe not as interested as they're saying it is in Discovery. I don't know. Yeah, to each their own. But it's an interesting way to make inertia in the confines and like boundaries of your own, like what that does in reality. Because I mean, it must make some weird pheromones happen on top of like all sorts of other things, which probably be driving people nuts. Yeah. So like, it probably just drives people up the crazy cuckoo wall here, and trying to make sense of who they're smelling out, right? Yeah. People talk. Yeah. People want attention. That's true. People are weird. People talk. Uh, go to Flint. Go to Flint, Michigan. Everybody go to Flint, Michigan. Yep. It's a nightmare. Yep. Go to go replace the pipes in Flint, Michigan, everybody. I got a doop doop.